Hello and welcome to the Swamps. This reading is going to be about the changes coming to you this year and our Lord's year 2022. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. So let's get started. So you know how I do this, unedited and raw. So we're going to start with pile 1. Hello, pile 1. This is your reading for what changes are coming your way for 2022. You chose the honey calcite, and this is actually one of my favorite stones in my possession right now. I love it because it has this weird little streak in it, and I just love the color of it. It does actually look like honey. So please look that up if you are interested in the symbolism for honey calcite. So today we have tarot cards, we have oracle cards, and we have charms as always. So I'm going to take off my slippers because it feels funny when I'm sitting on my slippers and feet. All right, so we're going to start with your tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle. So the first one, wow, they're making it real difficult for me. The first one is the Death card, which I actually love this Death card. I just want to say I really love how it's like the opposite of death because it has a baby. So I really like that. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So what this tells me is that you're going to be walking away from something. I just heard one door closes, another door opens. So you're going to be closing the door on something, and then there's going to be a new door right there waiting for you, essentially. Now, this could be anywhere between moving to a new town or state or even country, to getting a new job, to leaving a relationship. Perhaps leaving a job is what I'm hearing is probably the most common one. Whoever clicks this, actually that makes a lot of sense. I just so I don't know how to explain this, but when you channel, specifically with clairaudience, you sort of zone in and zone out. And I was sort of zoning out, and I just heard leaving a job particularly. So, yeah. So for whoever's listening to this, you might be leaving a job. Some of you might be moving. But the reason I was going to say that makes sense is because the housing market and the job market ain't great right now. So it probably is something to do with leaving the job. But some of you could even actually be having a child, and that could be, you could be closing the door on the single life, or not the single life, I'm so sorry. Some of you might be having a child and you're closing the door on what is the life without a child, because basically when you have a child, you have a whole new life. So that could be what that is. But I'm going to check your oracles to get a little bit more information here, and we'll see what this might be about. So first we have trust. Then we have music. Ooh. Maybe some of you are getting a message that maybe some of you are don't get me wrong, you do a lot of hobbies, but you tend to focus in on one more than the others. I'm almost getting the vibe that one of you is going to drop a hobby, not completely quit it, but not pay as much attention to it, to do something with music. For some of you, and this is unrelated to the reading, but there could be something about a jingle. Not quite sure what that's about. But that phrase came to me, or not phrase, but word came to my head. And then we have discernment. So I'm going to read discernment for you guys. So it says, the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So discernment. Maybe this is about, for those people, if you're walking away from one hobby and to pay more attention to another hobby, maybe this is about just figuring out what's more important to you. Whether it's this current hobby that you're getting really interested in, or another. I mean, you can have more than one hobby, don't get me wrong, but for me, when I have more than one hobby, and for me, if I take a step back from a hobby too long, I start to feel self-conscious. For example, I'll just use an example. I like to draw, but I step away from drawing a lot, and I always regret it. Because if anyone who draws and steps away from it particularly, they know what I'm talking about, because you sort of, it's like a muscle memory that you, it's not that it goes away after a while, it just gets weaker, if that makes sense. So like, I don't really like stepping away from it as much as I do. So I guess that's what this is almost trying to say, is just like, you know, sort of like try to balance it. If there's a hobby that's really important to you, but another hobby that's really alluring to you, just try to balance it. You know, don't do anything you might regret or find frustrating, perhaps. But yeah, this one's really interesting. For some of you, if you are pregnant, that could be the change. And the music in this, you know, some people like to like listen to music and have the music on their belly so the child can hear. I almost think that's like part of it. Consider, you know, and maybe that's where the discernment comes in too, and as well as trust. Trust and discernment sort of go together, and they also have like that blue color. It's just a synchronicity, but they sort of go together, because you're almost, for both of them, you're going to be using your intuition to trust something and to discern something. You're sort of intuitively doing that mostly. So basically, I guess where this ties into with the baby music, like giving your baby music, that would be like to trust and discern which songs you want them to hear while inside of you. Like, what do you want them to develop listening to? Because that's actually, interestingly enough, that's actually something I was thinking about recently. Like, I was just, you know, I'm not planning to have a kid right now, but I think about it a lot, because I'm at that age. And basically, I was just thinking, like, I want to have my kid listen to music while I'm pregnant, but I don't know which music to let them listen to. Like, should I do foreign music? Because I actually really like a lot of, like, French music. So I was thinking, like, should I let my kid listen to, like, French music? Do you think that would help their development, or would that confuse them? So, like, that's something I was thinking about, too. So, you know, just go with what your heart says, you know. Obviously, do something that's probably, like, this is just my recommendation, but I would do something that's, like, calm sounding, preferably. But yeah, that's just for those people. I don't think that's going to be a lot of you. For those of you walking away from a relationship, this could be like, if you are having feelings of wanting to get out of a relationship, this could definitely be like, trust those feelings and discern how you know, if you want to stay or leave, as well as like, you know, I feel like music could be a really good way to cope with having to break up with somebody, to be honest, you know. So I feel like that's that message for those people. And I forgot the other, I feel so bad, I forgot the other group. I'm so sorry, it's late at night. For those of you who are possibly leaving a job, music could also be helpful for that as well, honestly. Honestly, I'm getting the vibe that music for some of you could just be the spirit trying to say that that's a good coping mechanism for whatever you're trying to leave and move on from. That's probably what that is, actually, because personally, music has been very therapeutic for me in my lifetime, and I know it can be very therapeutic for a lot of other people. So I think that's what that's about. I'm going to start pulling charms here. So let's try to get some more insight with the charms. Okay. All right. Okay. So we've got a turtle and we've got coral. So yeah, and it all fell on the music, but okay, honestly, I have no idea what this is. I think it might be a religious symbol of some kind, but I'm going to put it back just because I have no idea what that is. But if you do know what that is, I'm going to show you it. Sorry, that was just going to bug me if I didn't get that out of the way. So, for some of you, you are grieving. And I didn't get that till now, and I'm sorry, but some of you are grieving. And that could actually literally be from death, and this could be this person going to the other realm. And the reason I get that is because the turtle is showing up, and for some reason lately I've been getting a grieving vibe from the turtle, because grieving takes time, and the turtle represents slow moving time. So that's I don't think that's a lot of you, but that's some of you. There's a lot of growth that's going to be coming from whatever this is, whatever transition you're going through right now. And I get that with the tree, the flower, and the starfish. This could also go fast for some of you because that horse is there. But there's some element of time is coming up with this. So it could just take you a while. This could be moving for some people. I recently moved and it took so long. Right now, the market is actually horrible. Yeah, if you're moving, it's going to take a minute, and I'm so sorry. And honestly, the turtle and the horse make sense for that because some of the processes for moving are really, really fast, and then some of them are really, really slow, and it's very annoying, and I'm so sorry if you're going through that right now. But yeah, that's what I'm really getting for this pile right now, and I think I'm going to move on to the next pile. I really hope this was helpful. So you guys are definitely going through some form of transition as well as just big changes. This group has, I mean, I haven't read the other cards yet, but I feel like this group is probably one of the bigger changes of group. I'm getting that vibe. There's just something about this particular death card in general that I find to just be really, I just really like it. I really like it, and I just like the message it sends for it being the death card. So we're going to move on to group number 2 now. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to the Swamps. This is your reading for what changes are coming in 2022. You chose the rose quartz. I forget what shape this is, and you really can't see the pink too well in this lighting, but it is rose quartz. I suggest you look up rose quartz and all the symbolism behind it. So today here we have charms as well as tarot as well as oracle as usual. So let's try to get down to it then. So for the first card, we have the Ace of Coins, which is Pentacles, as well as the Knight of Cups. So for whoever picked this group, I feel like you're going to be moving on to a different financial situation, a different form of income, something that's more emotionally fulfilling is sort of what I'm getting. You're going to have some kind of career opportunity coming up. That's the main gist I'm getting from this. We're going to pull your oracles to get a little bit more of an idea here, because lately I've just been needing to do both at once. We've got mystery. Okay, all right, I sort of get. So with this mystery card, you could be taking a chance with something. You could be trying to start a business. You could be trying a new job, like a completely new job, different career. You could be investing something that you find to be like you find that you're passionate about. This mystery card could mean a lot by itself, which is why we're going to flip the rest of the cards. So we have spiritual partnership. Okay. So for some of you, this is a business that you're starting for sure. And this business is a big one in the sense that I don't know where you lie with your spiritual beliefs, but I believe that everything, I don't know how to really explain this, but I basically believe that time doesn't exist. We just experience it. So this was already pre-planned, basically. So I truly believe that whoever you're starting this this business with, there's like a spiritual bond with them, essentially. But that's just for some of you. For some of you, you're literally just moving to a new job. But I do get the feeling that you are more spiritually connected and more importantly, emotionally connected to this job versus whatever you were doing previously. So let me get this last card. I'm going to read it. So this is remembrance. Interesting. Okay. So what this one says is, the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul in body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. So this could be something that you've wanted to do for a while now, whatever this may be. Okay. You may have, for some of you, this is a very special, sorry, I always say that. This is definitely not for everybody, but for some of you, you may have remembered that you know somebody who has a business that they'd be able to hire you onto. For some of you, this could just genuinely be something you've been dreaming of since a kid. Honestly, I really feel as though this is something that was, whatever this is something that was written in the stars, basically. For some of you, you could be investing in something and you're taking a chance on this. And I don't know, see, it's so hard to explain my understanding of certain things because I'm just going to sound like a crazy lady. But basically, before incarnating, you sort of knew this could go well, or you knew it was going to teach you something important. Either way, I don't really want to, I'm not really being given the answer to that right now. But essentially, this is just a part of your life. Sorry, that's just not very helpful, the way I worded that. But essentially, this is an event for everybody that got this pile. This is definitely an event in your life. This year is going to be an important one, whether you're just learning an important lesson or you are actually starting a really big financial jump of some kind. Some of you could be buying something big that you feel passionate about. Some of you could be opening a store. Let's see. I'm just trying to give all the possibilities here. For some of you, this could be a relationship. This could actually be a relationship. You could be meeting somebody at your job. I can't say for sure if it'll be like a super long-term thing, but you'll definitely have some kind of a fling that you will remember. Let's see. I'm going to start pulling charms now, so if you're wearing headphones or earplugs, just be aware. Okay. So this is like a little charm. It says love on it. So for some of you, I do think this is going to be a relationship that does take place in the workplace or somehow is connected through your work. Perhaps you're into stocks and this is just an example. I don't know if this was really it, but perhaps you're into stocks and you're on a forum for it and then you meet someone through that. Whatever this is, it's connected through money, weirdly. Whatever this reading is. There's a crown here. So for some of you, you're definitely running a business. I totally get that. I've been getting that I feel like every single reading I've done has something to do with a business at this point. Maybe not the love one, but the past one I did, there was like several businesses. But this is definitely, you're going to be possibly top dog. You know, you might have started it yourself or you might work your way up to the top of whatever business you're working for. Definitely making gains here. Sorry, I can't focus on this very well. We've got a cross here. So this could be just a spiritual thing. You could be making some kind of this is going to sound silly, but you could be making a spiritual investments of some kind. You could be trying to manifest something. You might have there's a star here. Yeah, this could be somebody manifesting something. You could have manifested some kind of financial gain or like a job change, and it could be coming to fruition here. Just be patient with those, especially when you hear me say that, because I've had so many readings tell me that my manifestation is coming into fruition, and it took like 3 more months. So I just want to caution you with that. Here we have Saturn. So perhaps the placement of Saturn has something to do with this. I don't know. This might not even actually be Saturn. It just sort of looks like Saturn because it has the ring. But if it was like this, it would be Uranus. Just saying, because Uranus has a weird ring. But this is Saturn. So you could be a Capricorn, or there could just be some kind of Saturn placement that signifies what is going on here, or when this all goes down. And then we have this starfish, which is about regeneration usually. It could also just be in line with manifesting, because it is star-shaped and you wishing is essentially manifesting. But it could just be for those of you leaving your job. It could just be you're just regenerating that energy to go back to work, or you're just, renewing yourself in that kind of way, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm getting for this pile, and I hope it was helpful. yeah, that's what's the changes are coming for you in 2022. And we're going to be moving on to pile number 3 in a second here. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. And now we're moving on to pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading for what big changes are coming for 2022. You chose the Adventurine. No, this isn't Adventurine. I'm sorry. This is Amazonite. I always get those two confused. But yeah, this is Amazonite. It's tumbled. I have I have a raw one over there, but it's so much bigger than the other ones. I didn't want it to stand out too much, so I chose this one. So you should look that one up if you're curious for the symbolism. And I got tarot cards as well as oracle cards here. So let's get started on what big changes are coming your way. So first we have the 5 of Cups. And next we have the World. Okay. So I got a similar reading for the first group, but this is a little bit more direct. Some of you might be moving. So some of you might be moving, in my opinion. That's what this sort of means. So that, or you could be moving on from something like a relationship, or even like family drama. But some of you are moving. Or from a job. Honestly, I feel like I got the same reading 3 times in a row here with different cards. But yeah, most of you are just transitioning, probably from a space is almost what I'm getting with this World card. So if you got this one, you're probably moving. It could even be it could be like moving spaces even, not just like houses. Like you could literally be changing your office space or your family room. You could be moving the furniture around. Like there's just an emphasis on like changing. For some of you, and I hate saying this could be like losing the world is almost what I'm like, whatever means the world to you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is an interpretation I'm getting from this. I'm going to take your oracles to sort of get a better picture here. We've got intuition, perseverance, and we have the heart chakra. And those two are the same colors. So I'm going to read heart chakra real quick. So the frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. Okay, so I hate to say this, but somebody is going to be losing a pet or a partner or a family member or a friend, you know, somebody or some animal close to you. And yeah, the one message, I hate saying this, but somebody is going to be losing the world to them. And or you could just be having like this is just the message I'm pretty much getting here is that there's going to be something that like breaks your heart essentially. And I hate to say that, but I also don't want to just sugarcoat this and lie to you. Essentially, wow, this is a tough message. Thanks. I'm sorry. I mean, I just don't like to be the one to give this information to you, but it is what I am receiving here. Some of you could be going through this. This might be more accurate. I really hope the first reading that I just got isn't for everybody seeing this. Some of you could be going through, it might not be exactly to that level that I explained, but essentially what I explained, where you lose something and it breaks your heart in some kind of a way. And this could honestly end up opening your heart chakra for some of you, as some people put it that way, or aligning it is another way that people put it. And this is going to take a lot of perseverance and intuition, honestly, to get through. Some people claim that their intuition is stronger after their heart chakra aligns, so that could also have something to do with it. But there's definitely some form of loss this year for you. And sorry, it just sucks being I don't mean to like be all poor me about this, but it just sort of sucks having to give somebody this and not even be able to like give them a hug or something. But this is like, there could even be a friendship lost, and I don't mean to sound like I don't want this to go any kind of way, but I almost hope it's that and not like a family member, or like I hope it's not somebody dying, basically. It could just be a friendship that gets lost, and this could be a really dear friend to you. I'm gonna pull charms because I just want a little bit more insight on this. Okay, we have a turtle, we have, I don't know what this is called. I actually used to be in band and I don't know what this is called, but I know it's a musical sign. We have a turtle, we have a cat, we have a starfish, and we have a glass of wine. So yeah, there's definitely, and I honestly have done a few readings now, and I keep getting this grieving card, and I feel like I've been trying to send this message now, and I think this is just the group to hear it. So if you pick this pile, then you will be grieving something. I don't know exactly what, and I don't want to make any claims on what, but you will be grieving something this year. And the message that I've been getting to give to this group a few times now, because I've actually done a few readings before this that I just didn't really like, so I didn't post them. So, and I just have the feeling that this is the same group that I'm just sort of needing to address. Basically, you're going to lose something this year. I don't know what, but it's going to be a year or a time of grieving this year. And the message is that grieving is something that sometimes doesn't ever truly end, but it gets better. You learn how to manage it. And just like this starfish, you know, you're never going to have, like, if your leg falls off, if your family member leaves you or your friend leaves you, you're never going to have that leg again, but it will grow back. It'll be a different leg, but it'll still be a working leg. So with this drinking, with this wine glass, I sort of get that you might feel the need to turn to some vices. And this turtle is just a reminder that grieving can take time. It's, you know, and there's no shame in it. You know, there's no shame in taking your time to grieve. And another message that I'm getting is that if you need to tell someone at your work that you're grieving something and it's affecting your work, then do it. A lot of times, employers, I don't want to say a lot of times, but more times than you'd be surprised is what I want to say with how understanding employers can be sometimes. So definitely at least go out on it, take a chance and try to explain to them that you're going through something, and your job might understand this and make things easier for you. Now, if this is grieving a lost job, then what I say is take that as a blessing in disguise and try to take time out to think about what you want to do with yourself. Think about the things that you find to be important. Think about what you could do to make yourself happy, regardless of if that's, you know, earning money or just hobbies that could make you a happier person. And that honestly goes for anyone that's dealing with grieving. Consider hobbies. You know, sometimes distracting yourself is actually really helpful. I personally am a big fan of self-distraction. So I don't know what else to say with that. I just do recommend it because it can help you get through like tough times without overthinking about the stuff that's really weighing you down. So I think that's all I really have for this pile. And before I move on to the outro of this video, I just want to say, if you are experiencing any kind of grieving, then my heart goes out to you, and I'm really sorry that you're going through that. But I also do want to say that it does get better over time. So just try to hang in there. But that's it for this reading. I'm going to clean up my charms and clean up my cards. Thank you for coming to the Swamps for your tarot reading. I hope you choose to come to my channel again for a tarot reading. And I'm sorry, that last reading it left me with a really like sad energy. I'm sorry. But I hope that you can get something out of my readings, and thank you for clicking on this video. Come back to the swamps for another reading sometime.